everybody, I am NicoD. So today I'm gonna show you the gameplay with the NVIDIA Jetson Nano. So it is a bit of a mixed bag. Some things work very well, like PPSSPP or DosBox. Some other things just don't work well, like PlayStation 1, that doesn't work well. It all depends on what is needed to run the games. If it needs a powerful CPU, then the Nano will not play it well. If it needs a powerful GPU, then the Nano can do it well. So PlayStation Portable, for example, uses the GPU and can use multiple cores. PlayStation 1 emulators only use one core and don't use the GPU, so those don't run well. So everything is run in the default Ubuntu that is delivered by NVIDIA. So we are gonna start with DosBox, with One Must Fall, one of my favorite games of all times. So here we see that it doesn't run well, but Jetson clocks isn't enabled yet. So when we enable Jetson clocks, then DosBox runs great. So for all gaming I will enable Jetson clocks. Jetson clocks the CPU and the GPU to their maximum clocks, just like the performance governor does for the CPU alone. So as you see, with Jetson clocks on, One Must Fall runs great. So it is important to turn this on for gaming.
You win.
Our second game is Wolfenstein 3D. So again with DosBox, it runs great. I had forgotten how difficult this game was. Again, the screen tear you often see in the middle of the screen is because of my capture device. It only captures at 30 frames per second, and that causes this screen tear.
Oh!
And then our last DosBox game, Nukem 3D. So this is a harder game to emulate on DosBox, but it still runs okay. Not perfect, but it used to run like that on my 486 if I remember it well, or even worse. So it does show that the NVIDIA Jetson Nano does very well with DosBox. Even my NanoPi M4 doesn't do very well with it. Even One Must Fall doesn't run great on it. So I am amazed that the NVIDIA Jetson Nano does it this well. Of course with eDuke32 you could run Nukem 3D a lot better on the NVIDIA Jetson Nano. This is just to show the performance of DosBox.
Groovy.
Here's AssaultCube, a native Linux game. This runs great. It's a first-person shooter. It isn't the best first-person shooter, but it still is a fun game. Just for fun, I turned my display resolution to 4K and I will play some Neverputt on 4K. I like this game a lot, I play it a lot on SBCs, but it isn't meant to be played on 4K, I think. Even some other games work on 4K, but it is better to play it on a lower display resolution, of course. 1440p for some games is ideal.
Penalty. Success.
Now PlayStation Portable games. So this it does very well. I haven't found any game that it doesn't run great. So here is Ace Combat X Skies of Deception. It runs perfect. You can even add some scaling to it. I liked this game a lot. Never played it before, but I did like it a lot. So here is GTA Vice City for the PlayStation Portable. So it runs great. I've got to be careful with the music or else I'll have a copyright strike. So no music for now, but you can see it runs very well. I also tried a lot of GameCube games with Dolphin, but none could run well. But until now there is no ARM SBC that runs this well. Tony Hawk 2 for the PlayStation 1. I've tried it with different emulators and it was always the same result, so this is the best that I could get it. It is playable, but it isn't perfect. For this the Odroid N2 is a lot better. I also tried Gran Turismo 2 and this also didn't work well. It got 50 frames per second, but it needs 60 frames per second to be at the right speed. All 8-bit and 16-bit consoles worked well, like here Sonic, it runs great, but that is to be expected of course. My favorite game on the Jetson Nano is Nexiuz. I showed that in the review video. This runs great, it even runs at 4K. And I also enjoyed Nascar from the PSP. This is a game that runs at 60 frames per second and it can handle it very well. It just keeps steady at 60 frames per second. So that's it for today. So as you see, for native Linux games the NVIDIA Jetson Nano is very good. Also for PlayStation portable games. It runs DosBox very well, but it also has problems with PlayStation games for example, and Dolphin it can't run at all. So I wouldn't buy this just for gaming, but it is a good option if you want a light desktop computer that does gaming in Linux. Otherwise the Raspberry Pi would be a better choice for you, I guess. So that's it for today. I hope you all liked my video. See you all later. Bye!